All right, welcome to episode 10 of the Commissioner Show. I'm Logan Rose. I'm here with Matthew Saba of the Diamonds, and we're just going to talk some wiffle ball before the season starts in about a month. I'm happy to have someone from the Diamonds on the show, kind of give us a perspective from that standpoint. And yeah, so this is kind of a season preview. So I'm going to go through the rosters really quick and say some good amount of news. And then we'll get into more specifically your role and then your team. So going through the rosters, I'll start with the Diamonds. We have Dylan Fisher, you, and Seth Denmark, who is the draft pick. And then Declan Sabian as a reserve. The Wolves have myself, Bryson, and Jake Tucker. The Cougars have the same guys returning. Extreme have Brody, Zach Koss, and this is where I wanted to go over the rosters. Sam Novak's not going to be playing this year, so that's a big loss for them. And then, so that means they'll have their draft pick, their sixth pick, Reed Umar, as their third. The Panthers have a 5-player roster. Aiden and Soren are new. And then the last team, Altitude, they just got Evan added. So that's a brief overview of the rosters. We'll have a post about that on Instagram pretty soon. But Matthew, jumping into the Diamonds, as we haven't heard much throughout the offseason, what are you looking forward to in the season? Who do you want to play? How do you guys think you're going to do? You guys got a much more balanced roster than last year.
Yeah, last year I think pitching we really lacked because Dylan really he couldn't throw really at all. He maybe threw like 3 games there, but now he's looking like he could clear for a couple innings per game. And we have our new rookies, so that should be a big help. Along with hitting, that will probably do very well there. And yeah, just pretty much just now that I'm more experienced, I feel like I could make a bigger role on that team.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's big part on the hitting side as you see these pitchers more and more in the league. For example, Luke's a great example. I think you guys faced him. He has his pitches that are it just takes time to as you see him more and more, you're gonna be better at hitting, and it's just an experience factor that I think plays into the hitting role. And then pitching, that's good on Dylan that he's gonna it sounds like he's doing a lot better. And then Seth's a good pitcher as well. So I'm excited to see how you guys do. The schedule drops this week. I'll say your first game is against the Altitude, which will be a good matchup. I think you played them. It was with Joey.
Yeah.
They've got a solid team, but I mean, this year all the teams are so balanced that it'll be a good one. So are you planning on pitching at all this year, or are you gonna kind of be like the third relief if you need to?
Yeah, I'll probably step in as third if they really need me, or if both of them are really lacking that day, I'll probably have to step in. But other than that, probably not. No.
Yeah, because you were a solid number 2. You had some moments, I would say, especially for a first time pitcher. So I'd give you credit for that. So going into the season, what team are you most excited to play?
I'm excited to play the Extreme the most, just because I want to see that new rookie's. I want to see how his throwing is in person and going up to the plate, because on film it looked nuts.
Yeah, it's hittable. It's hittable, but it's some good pitching. It's also it's a lot of strikes, which is always fun. How do you see, another question, how do you see the Diamonds doing in 2022? What's your best case scenario? Walk me through
that. As a ceiling, I could see us. It's really hard to say because these rookies, a bunch of them, like you said, all the teams are really balanced now. So yeah, I really couldn't tell you how good or bad we're gonna do, but I'm expecting us to do better than last season, and maybe come up with a finals run.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before. I think you guys are the big wild card. It's either going to go. It's going to go. I could see you guys even winning the World Series if Dylan goes. I think it depends on his pitching, his location, and then obviously how Seth turns out. There's just a bunch of question marks, but I think you guys could go all the way. It could be a rough season. We'll see. So that's why I'm excited. You guys are one of the most exciting teams to watch, in my opinion. So I'm going to be happy to watch that come the first series of the year. Yeah. So moving into we could talk about some like wiffle ball and baseball comparisons because I know you play baseball. Did you have a tough time transferring over to wiffle ball in a way?
I wouldn't say a tough time, but it was much different than baseball. Like the hitting, it's not really. I don't know how to describe it. Really, it's just really like it's a different reaction. Like baseball, I feel like you expect like a fastball or you expect like a small break in a ball, especially at like our age, like 16 and under. Mm-hmm. But in wiffle ball, you're expecting a huge break on almost every pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to tell all the guys in the league this just so I really want to get the hitting up. But a tip I've been using especially is because a lot of the guys in our league don't recognize the pitch out of the hand, which the first couple times up, you're going to see the pitches they're throwing and stuff. But then I think recognizing the grip and seeing, because some guys you can tell what's coming. If they're going sidearm, it's going to come or whatever. So, I think that's a big help. I was hitting against, Luke the other day, and I recognized that when he threw his sidearm pitch, I was recognizing it out of the hand every single time. And I just found it as a big help. So I'm going to tell the guys that, and hopefully they'll help out with hitting throughout the league. I think it's going to be a fun year. For sure. Yeah. So, moving on, I'm going to go through just like preview to the 22 season. I'll talk about the first slate of matchups, brief opening day, and then, that'll wrap it up pretty soon. So, I'll talk about the first slate of matchups. We got opening day, Cougars Extreme. Give me your pick really quick before we move on.
I have the Extreme actually taking the series 2-1 there. I think Brody is going to have a really big opening day and come out with a bunch of strikeouts and hits.
Yeah, he's definitely very motivated, and I've seen him in the comment sections. Like, I think he's ready for it. Then it'll be interesting to see how the Cougars come out. A lot of people think they're going to come out flat this year, just based on past experience. Second matchup will be Wolves Panthers 2020 World Series rematch. It's going to be interesting to see that so early in the year. On Carson and the Panthers side, I think not just me, but all the fans should be excited to see how he uses all of the players he has. He's got Soren, Aiden, George, and Blake. I'd say all those guys are very quality players. All have all-star caliber for the most part. And Soren looked pretty good in the draft video, in my opinion. I didn't even realize it. So I'm excited to see how they come out, especially as with the Diamonds, who have the altitude in the first series of the year, which I think, last year I remember that it wasn't the best series for you guys. I think the altitude had 2 run rule games, and then it was not pretty. It was a wet, rainy day. But as the season went on, I saw Dylan. When we faced him and he came in for a couple of innings, it was like virtually unhittable. I've never seen him pitch that well. But and this offseason, a lot of guys have said that he's got the chance to win MVP if he keeps it up, which will be fun to see. So
go ahead. That was one of my hot takes right there. before the season started. I believe it was an Instagram story post. I said that Dylan would win MVP.
Yeah,
but of course we don't know.
I mean, I think it was his first year he was in. He was arguably the best player, and then going in the All-Star break, and then I think he hurt his arm or whatever, and then had to stop pitching and shut him down for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he throws hard. All of his pitches are nasty. And I mean, you guys got a really solid 3 there with you, Seth, and Dylan. And then the fourth's not even bad as well for sub. He's going to be pretty good as well. So, yeah, I mean, good luck to you guys in the first round or first slate. You got anything to say to Joey, those guys before?
No, I think that about wraps things up.
Yeah, no, not bad blood between those, but opening day, there's going to be some bad blood between those 2 teams, as we saw last year. As with the second series of the year, we've got 2 big rivals coming out of the gate. Yeah, so that's going to wrap it up. Short one here today. And I think this is the last commissioner's show, unless I decide to do it during the season till the off season. So tune in. I think it's going to be every Saturday until the season starts, where we're going to change it. And yeah, we got a field tour coming next week. So thank you.